Assalamu alaikum, peace on you. We have discussed in the last episode what's the meaning of A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. And I emphasize one more time that we don't explain Al-Quran as we are trying to understand it, especially for the not Arabic speakers who don't understand Arabic. Because simply, you can easily translate words, but you can't quite translate meaning. And we said in the previous episode what's the meaning of A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. And we say A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim before we're reciting Al-Quran to clearly receive what Allah said in Al-Quran without any understanding obstacles, problems, or contradicts, because this is exactly Al-Shaitan's mission. Today, we will discuss what's the meaning of Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, with the name of Allah, the most merciful, compassionate, and beneficial. So first of all, why do we say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim when we start reciting Al-Quran? Well, Al-Quran has been read with the name of Allah, with the name of God, so it has to be recited with the name of God too. When the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ received Al-Quran for the first time by an angel called Jibril, Jibril said to the Prophet, read, Iqra, read. The Prophet, I'm not a reader, I can't read. Ma ana biqari. Jibril one more time, read, Iqra, read. The Prophet, I'm not a reader, I can't read. Ma ana biqari. Because reading requires whether you have something written in front of you to read from, or you have something in your memory to memorize from. And the Prophet ﷺ didn't know how to read, and he knows nothing. Then the Jibril said to the Prophet the oracle or Al-Quran for the first time, Surah Al-Alaq, Iqra, Bismi Rabbika alladhi khalaq, خلق الإنسان من علق, اقرأ وربك الأكرم, الذي علم بالقلم, علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم, till the end of Surah Al-Alaq. So the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ didn't read with the name of his education, he didn't know how to read, but he read Al-Quran with the name of his God. When he intends a thing, he says to it, be, and it is. إذا أراد لشيء أن يقول له كن فيكون. When he intends a thing, is only that he says to it, be, and it is. So now let's take it word by word to understand it more. What's the meaning of Bismillah, with the name of Allah? Well, in the Arabic language, if you want to convince someone to do something, you say with the name of the thing that gives you the authority. For example, the police officer says with the name of the law, or the politicians with the name of the democracy, with the name of the people, right? So with the name of the thing that gives you the authority. So when we say Bismillah, with the name of Allah, who made this thing for us, whatever the thing is, who made this thing for us and ordered this thing to obey us. So that's why we say Bismillah with the name of Allah when we start doing anything, to get a reward after our death in the permanent life. And Bismillah in itself means that we do the things without any power from us, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered this thing to obey us, made this thing for us. So therefore, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't make the things for us, we couldn't do it. Let's take an example. The dog and the fox, or the wolf. Both of them are the same species or genus, the same shape, the same size, right? But we can't live in the same house with a dog, and we cannot with a fox or the wolf. The same example, the cat and the tiger. Almost the same shape, the same genus or species, not the same size, but we can live with the cat and we cannot with the tiger. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made some animals for us, like the dog or the cat, and didn't make other animals for us. To let us know that if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't make some animals like the cat and the dog and so on for us, we cannot live with them, we cannot control them. If you accustomed to say Bismillah with the name of Allah when you start doing anything, you will feel uncomfortable doing anything bad, doing any guilt, because it will remind you with the name of Allah, it will remind you with Allah automatically. And even if you're skillful, do not hesitate and feel free to say Bismillah with the name of Allah when you start doing anything, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't change on His creatures, because He's Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim, the merciful, compassionate, and beneficial. So what's the meaning of Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim, and what's the difference? Well, in the Arabic language, Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim, both of them came from Rahmah, the mercy, and Rahmah, the mercy, came from Rahim, the uterus, or the place where the baby stays and grows inside the mother's body, due to the way the baby is treated. So Rahman in the Arabic language is the merciful or compassionate who gives. In the Arabic language, Ar-Rahman is the merciful or compassionate who gives a lot of mercy per one time. But in the Arabic language, Ar-Rahim is the merciful or compassionate who gives a lot of times of mercy. That's the difference. Let's take an example, the food as an example that anyone can understand. Ar-Rahman, instead of mercy, food instead of mercy, the one who eats a lot of food per one meal is called Akul. In mercy, Rahman. But the one who eats a lot of meals per day, 10 meals per day or 15 meals per day, is called Akil. Like in mercy, Rahim. That's the difference. So Rahman is the merciful or compassionate who gives a lot of mercy per one time. But Rahim is the merciful or compassionate who gives a lot of times of mercy. Other scientists says that Rahman is the merciful or compassionate who gives general mercy. The faithfuls and the non-faithfuls, the mercy that includes all the people, general mercy. But Rahim is the merciful or compassionate who gives a special mercy in the permanent life after our death for the faithfuls only. So some people say this and some people say that. So in summary, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, with the name of Allah, the most merciful, compassionate, and beneficial. We say it when we start reciting Al-Quran, because Al-Quran has been read with the name of God, so it has to be recited with the name of God too. And also we say Bismillah with the name of Allah when we start doing anything to get a reward after our death. I hope you understood what's the meaning of Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim and what's the difference between Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim. If you didn't, just feel free and do not hesitate to write a comment below, and I will do my best. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Salam.